Come on. Welcome back. I'm Mac. That rhymed. I'm from Hello Tomorrow Films, and I'm here to share some tips with you today about filmmaking. Have you ever heard from some of your filmmaker, film snob friends about the crossing the line rule or the 180 rule? Well, it's actually pretty important, so we want to talk about that along with some other tips for you. Let's do that now. Okay, so when I first heard about the crossing the line or 180 rule, I was left confused for hours and started questioning my own existence, and it was not making sense to me. So I'm going to break it down, hopefully in an easy to understand way. It all has to do with screen direction and eye lines. When you're shooting a scene, you have to think about the invisible line between the eye lines of the, let's say, two characters in the scene. The reason you don't want to cross this line when filming is because of screen direction. You have one character looking one way on the screen, you have the other character looking the other way on the screen, so it appears when you're watching as if they are conversing. So when you're filming, you don't want to cross this invisible line. The reason being is because if you do, you change the screen direction of the eye lines of the characters. As long as you stay on the same side of the line, character 1 appears to be talking to character 2. Their eye lines, one's looking left, one's looking right. If you break this rule, all of a sudden two characters are looking the same direction, and it doesn't really feel like they're making eye contact or looking at each other, and it's subconsciously kind of, what's going on here? So you want to be very careful to keep people engaged by making sure you don't break this rule. Now, every rule in filmmaking can be broken and can be used with great effect, but if you don't know exactly what your intention is with crossing the line, or you don't understand it fully, maybe don't try it, just because it will really bring people out of the story. Or if you do it by accident, just own it and pretend you're the next Billy Walsh and you meant to do it and you're an auteur and everyone loves you for it. Points to anyone who gets that very stupid reference. Tip number 2, offsite backups. This is really crucial. Whether you're doing client work for couples or businesses, it is imperative that you protect your footage. That is your livelihood. Yes, your gear is important, but it can ultimately be replaced. Your footage, especially if you haven't finished the job, is important to keep very, very safe. We hear a lot of people be like, oh yeah, I got it on a RAID, we good. And no, you're not. What happens if your house breaks down? A RAID can't rebuild files when it's burnt to a crisp. So you need to be sure to have an off-site backup of your footage. So for example, we have 3 copies of every project we're currently working on here in the studio. We also have a 4th copy that we have off-site. So your off-site drive can be anywhere. It can be at your mom and dad's house. It can be at your friend's house. It can be at your P.O. box. It can be at your secret apartment in the city. I don't know why you have a secret apartment in the city. That's your business. Trust us, you'll have so much peace of mind. You'll sleep better at night knowing you have a safe off-site copy of your footage. All right, quick tip number 3, how to be a ninja, AKA getting candid shots. We work in weddings primarily, so we have lots of opportunities throughout a wedding day to be capturing candid moments. We want to make sure that we get shots of guests having fun, enjoying each other's company, having drinks, relaxing. But if they see, a creepy guy with a camera, they'll kind of start being a bit stiff and maybe even looking right at the lens, doing the whole like, or even worse, they'll do the old, hey guys, picture. We have to explain, no, it's video, but the moment's ruined. So one method is the old ignore them trick. So usually say that at cocktail hour at a wedding, there's a group of people hanging out. I will set up my camera, usually on a 50 or an 85, because I don't want that long telephoto look. I want a bit more of a intimate look. So instead of setting up and just having my camera just like, only a few feet away from them, just staring at the camera, and they know they're being filmed, what I'll do is kind of set up, usually on my monopod, have the camera facing them, set up my shot, but quickly just start doing the old look around, but all the while actually capturing my shot. So they will just kind of glance over, like, that guy's not actually filming us, and they'll go back to talking. Then you get a very natural moment. Or the other option, what I like to do, is the old I'm looking past you trick. So set up your shot, you're filming, they look over at you like you're, hey, what's that weirdo filming us for? Then I do the old, and they're like, oh, he's looking past us, we're fine. And they'll get back to being themselves. Seems like a stupid, kind of simple trick, but it really helps. So give it a try. So my last tip, last but not least, do not overdo your camera movement. Gimbals are very accessible right now and very popular. They are powerful and really cool. They do some amazing stuff, but don't have your whole entire film be, tracking shots on your gimbal or even slider shots or anything like that. You want to save that technique to communicate something in your film and have it be powerful. You'll really water down the effect of that gimbal choice if you are using it all the time. Never underestimate the power of a completely locked off or very static shot and letting the subjects play within that frame. And then there's a time and place for that gimbal shot. When in doubt, if all things seem equal, go with the less complicated option, the simpler choice. And that's it. Those were my 4 quick tips for filmmakers. If I missed any, leave a comment below. What are other tips that have helped you? If you want to give us a like and a subscribe, we would really appreciate that. If you want to follow us over on Instagram, shoot us a message. We'd love to chat more about filmmaking, storytelling, favorite recipe, stuff like that. And until the next video, see you later. All right, thumbnail time. Crazy. Basically, I just envision a very bad poster for a movie, like the buddy cop. Put the title over there. Or the, can you believe that? It's gonna work.